April 2026, London, the Mall, and a 31-year-old man from a small village in Kenya just did something humanity had been chasing for over 100 years. 1 hour, 59 minutes, 30 seconds. For the first time ever, a human being officially ran a marathon in under 2 hours. His name is Sebastian Sawe, but this story isn't just about one race, because what happened in London started long before Sebastian Sawe was even born. This is the story of a royal family, a scientist everyone called insane, a runner who refused to stop, and a grandmother named Esther. Because, strangely enough, the modern marathon exists because of a window. Seriously, back in 1908, during the London Olympics, the British royal family made a request. They wanted the race to begin near Windsor Castle, so the royal children could watch the start from their bedroom window. Then they wanted the finish line placed directly in front of the royal box inside the stadium. To make both happen, officials extended the course distance, 26 miles and 385 yards, 42.195 kilometers, a completely random number. And somehow, the sport kept it forever, which means every marathon record in history, every athlete collapsing at mile 22, every world champion, all traces back to a child looking through a bedroom window. And once that distance became official, humanity became obsessed with beating it faster. 2 hours 30, then 2:20, then 2:10. Every generation pushed the limit further, and every time, scientists claimed the human body had finally reached its ceiling. But there was one barrier that haunted the sport more than any other: 2 hours. Not because science said it was impossible, but because humans are obsessed with round numbers. 2 hours became psychological, a wall, a myth. Then, in 1991, a doctor named Michael Joyner asked a dangerous question. What if you combined the highest oxygen capacity ever recorded, the best running economy ever measured, and the perfect lactate threshold? How fast could a human theoretically run a marathon? His answer? 1 hour, 57 minutes, 58 seconds. People thought he was insane. Some even laughed at him, but quietly, his calculations became the blueprint for modern distance running. Every major shoe company studied it, every sports lab chased it, and every coach started asking the same question: who will be the first human to break 2 hours? For decades, nobody could do it. Then came Eliud Kipchoge. In 2017, Nike launched one of the most ambitious sporting experiments ever: perfect weather, perfect pacing, carbon-plated shoes, everything engineered for one goal: sub 2. Kipchoge missed it by 25 seconds. 2 years later, he finally ran 1 hour, 59 minutes and 40 seconds in Vienna. The world exploded. But there was one problem. It wasn't official. Pacers rotated in and out. The conditions were controlled. The barrier had been broken, but not truly conquered. Still, Kipchoge left the world with one unforgettable line: there are no limits to human potential. Then came Kelvin Kiptum, young, fearless, different. In Chicago 2023, the 23-year-old Kenyan ran 2 hours, 0 minutes, 35 seconds, the closest official marathon ever. And suddenly, people realized the impossible was close, very close. But then, tragedy struck. In February 2024, Kiptum died in a car crash near Eldoret, just days after his world record was officially ratified. The man who looked destined to break the barrier never got the chance. And for a moment, it felt like the future of the marathon disappeared with him. But thousands of feet above sea level, in the hills of Kenya's Rift Valley, another runner was quietly preparing for history. Sebastian Sawe grew up in Nandi County. Red dirt roads, thin mountain air, long runs to school. No luxury, no spotlight, just survival. The most important person in his childhood was his grandmother, Esther. He called her Coco. She raised him. And in his own words, sometimes we ran barefoot, sometimes we got injured and nobody even noticed. At first, Sawe wasn't even focused on the marathon. He wanted to become an 800-meter runner like his uncle. But in Kenya, middle-distance running is brutal. Talented athletes disappear every year, and Sawe was quiet, underrated, easy to overlook. So eventually, he turned to road racing, unknown races, small prize money, one opportunity at a time, just trying to survive long enough for someone to notice him. Then came Seville, Spain, January 2022, and this is where everything changed. Sawe wasn't even supposed to race seriously that day. He had been hired as a pacer for the Seville half marathon. His job was simple: lead the runners through the early kilometers, step off the course, collect his money, go home. That was the plan. But around 10 kilometers in, he still felt good, really good. So he kept running, past the point where he was supposed to stop, past 15 kilometers, past 18, and eventually, he didn't just finish the race, he won it. 59 minutes and 2 seconds. In his first ever half marathon, as a pacer. But then came the phone call. Back home in Kenya, his grandmother Esther had passed away while he was racing. The greatest performance of his life and the worst moment of his life happened on the exact same day. And maybe that's why this story feels bigger than sport. Because when Sebastian Sawe crossed that finish line in London, it wasn't just a world record. It was grief, sacrifice, history, a century of chasing the impossible, finally catching up.